Hey, Keel. Hey, Paul. So, welcome to the Sunday night talk. Before I start, I have a meeting in London on the 10th and 11th of November. And you can see all this on my website. And yeah, so that's in London. I'm having a 6-day meeting here in Spain in May. It's like the third week in May, I think. There's a page on my website. You can also see my books there. And yeah, I do one-to-one sessions as well. If you'd like one of those, just get in touch. And I have a Wednesday night chat group as well. And that's done through Patreon. Also, this is a live meeting, and if you would like to participate, it'd be really good if you donated towards it, because this is the only way that I get to do my meetings really regularly. And I'd like that to be both ways, really. Thank you to those who did donate last week. That was really great. It actually is really encouraging, so that Hey, Anne. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I really enjoyed it too. Hi, other sun. Oh, do I? Oh, thanks. Hey, Paul. I got my hair down for once. It's not actually boiling hot. I can actually have my hair in a different style. It usually feels like I'm wearing a rug around my neck. No, it has still been really hot here. Yeah, so please donate towards the meeting if you're participating, and even if you're watching afterwards, any donations are greatly appreciated. And if you cannot be bothered or don't want to donate every week, you can become a patron for however much you want, and it really helps me keep my website going and all that stuff and my time. Hi, Lewis. Hi, other sun. I think that's it. Yeah. Hi, Enzo. I mean, hola, Enzo. So, you're never going to be able to non-dual your way out of you. It's not going to happen, because everything that is, including the sense of me, is absolutely whole. It's absolutely this. No, what's happening is I'm laughing about the irony of what I'm talking about. It's like people come to these talks because they want to get to this, but ironically, it is this. The wanting to get to it is what you're looking for. What you're looking for is already here, but you can't find it because the looking for it is it. There is no finding of what is. There's no finding of whatever's happening because it's already done. It's so immediate. What the person does, it thinks that there's some sort of special something in this, that it's going to find the special something in the words or in the computer or in the air. The mystery is going to come out of whatever is and reveal itself. But ironically, it is already done. It's already done. It's not a very good description, but it's already everything. Just appears as someone looking for it. This contracted sense of person, which is to that apparent person a reality. It's a reality. You can only see from that standpoint, but it's not real. I'll answer questions in a moment, or read comments or whatever. But it's so real. It's so real. Says the dream of the person. Mosquitoes. There's so many mosquitoes in my house. so yeah. But I'm here, it says, I'm here, and I just don't get it. That's what it says. I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get what it is I'm meant to get. Because you're not going to get it. You're not going to get it. The only thing that seems to happen is the person is lost. The person is lost. But that isn't a benefit for anybody. Nobody gets anything from that. It's the end from getting. It's the end of getting. But I know what the dream of the person says. It says, but I want that. I want that. I want the end of me. That's what I want. It doesn't know what it wants. It's like it lives in the illusion of it thinking what it wants, it's going to really like. That it's going to be good for me. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. It's going to be like the biggest relief ever for me when I eventually get it. But it even thinks that in the not getting, there's going to be this massive release for me, massive relief for me. The final gasp is going to be the greatest thing that ever happened to me. But it can't get it, you see, because what is appearing is too ordinary for it. There's no special something happening. That is, because what the person thinks, this special something is that's in the dream of separation. The special something I'm not getting. It's still in the dream of separation. It's something which you can't find because it doesn't exist. This special something does not exist. It's the dream of enlightenment. When I wake up, it's all it is the end of a dream. When she laughs out of nowhere, I assume she's getting these epiphanies that are funny because they can never be explained to anyone. No, you're absolutely, it's not that there's an epiphany. It's just that you can't describe it to a human who's having a dream of being somebody. You can't describe it. Well, there's an attempt to describe it because there's a communication of words. This all has to be done in words, kind of, even though it's not really done in words. But it's like pointing to the absolute obviousness, absolute obviousness that there's just sitting in a room apparently happening. I know the person wants to go, apparently, and it tries to kind of non-dual that word, and it's this, and it's this, and it's real, it's unreal. I say apparently because it never stops changing and moving, you see. And that change and movement is not in this idea of linear time. So what seemed to happen like 10 minutes ago seemed to happen 10 minutes ago, but it's actually still this. So that's why it's apparent, you see, everything's apparent, because it just doesn't stop moving and unfolding, it just doesn't stop. So nothing can be held on to. The person, because it lives in duality, I am just getting bitten to hell. I'm going to murder spree later. The apparent person lives in separation, so it can only see in terms of separation. It sees that it thinks that this is solid, but it holds all those ideas together, that this is solid, and it's set up like this, because that's the dream it lives in. It dreams that everything is real and everything is moving in a real way. Yet it seems like there is a timeline to refer to. Yeah, but all that apparent timeline is this. Whatever is appearing, even if it's me talking about like 10 minutes ago, or last week, or next week, or next 5 minutes, it's always this. Yeah, the human seems to move in that way. But none of it's actually real, because no one's ever found anything outside of what is. It's absolute impossibility to find anything outside of what is. It can't find yesterday, it can't find tomorrow. They're just not there. They're just not a reality. Yes, and every moment is preparing for the future, recollecting the past. Yeah, as a dream. Amazing illusion. Yeah, it really is. And so I'm just here because of the laugh. I'll take myself out of the equation. It is kind of funny. It is kind of funny. Hi, SS. I agree that everything is as it is, but why can't you say it's all predestined? What is predestined? What is predestined? Destined from where? I would ask, it means it's pre this. So it's destined pre this. But where is that? It's all up here. Where is the pre this? I'll leave you with that question. Hi, before I am. Hi, Catherine. Catherine, okay. I'll try and remember. I can only afford to buy one of your books. Please advise which one to buy. The second one, though it is more expensive. Depends on your budget. But I think it's more, I don't know, it's just different. It's funny because when I was writing the book and when I was editing it, well, I wasn't editing it, Julie was editing it, and like halfway through I was like, I don't speak like that anymore. But it still says the same thing. It's the second one I think is more punchy. It's more punchy. Hi, Amita. Oh, thanks. And my hair looks nice. Yeah, I got it down. It's not going to kill me. Hey, Saket. Do you believe in karma? Do you think your previous life has any effect on this present manifestation? No one was ever born, Saket. Lisa was never born. There was nobody ever born. The idea of Lisa came in later. It came in later as a sense of self, which then contracts and contracts and contracts and just imbues the whole system. But that contraction was never born. That's not a person. I don't believe in anything. There's no need to believe. To believe means you don't know. Not that I know anything. I don't know anything. It's not that I'm in the state of not knowing. It's just nothing to know. It's already here. It's already here. There could be knowledge here, like how to use a phone or, things like that. But that's a different kind of knowing. That's more of a learning. Belief, no belief. Belief is from the person. I believe in future lives. Can't even find tomorrow. You can't even find the next moment, never mind future lives. Where are all these things? They don't exist. They exist as ideas and concepts that kind of happen in the realm of separation, which is ironically whole. And so we try to possess to get a conclusion. Yes, yes. Because the person lives in sense of separation. So it can only live in me and getting. Two, duality. Me, conclusion, which is out there somewhere, which doesn't exist, of course. Second, can you say you existed 100 years ago? No! I'm not laughing at you, Saket. But no. 100 years ago. What does even that mean? I don't even know what that means. Existed. There is only apparent existence, and none of it is separate, and none of it existed before. It just apparently unfolds, and within that there are memories, which are part of the appearance, which are part of the expression. It's not that Lisa has no... Sorry. Mosquitoes, I got 3 hovering around me. I'm interested in history, but only as a story. Only as a story. Then again, I'm interested in sci-fi, only as a story. Same interest, really. No one even existed a moment ago, Zaked. Where is this person? Where is existed? Where is it? It's not there. You've never found anything else. You've never found anything outside of what is happening. Everything you think you've found is you've only found as an idea or something that's added to your story, your concepts. It's never actually been found. Amita, can it be that in the dream, the concept of religion or reincarnation or karma or every concept is true? I don't really know what you mean by that. Can it be that in the dream, the concept of religion, reincarnation or karma, or every concept is true? Well, nothing is true in that sense. Well, the me feels true. So the story of the me feels true. The me is absolutely imbued into every single fiber. Every single fiber, it's absolutely contracted. So within that, there is this whole story of me and my life and my past, my future, my religion, my beliefs, my. So they're only true to the person as part of their story, of their life, me and my life. And in that me and my life story, there can be the story of reincarnation, the story of religion. Nothing wrong with any of those things. But none of them really exist. They only exist as stories. Only when awakened it seems no concept. Well, what collapses, I call it collapse, what collapses when the sense of self falls apart, let's say, all the concepts, the whole story of me, my life, my future, my worth, my lack of worth, all these things, my position in life and what they think of me and what I think of them, the whole thing goes with it because the whole thing is held by the contracted self. So the whole lot just goes. Everything. My house, my car, my lover, my anything. Of course, I still say my, but that's just the convention of language. Second, did you exist as awareness before you were born as a body? This is not an awareness teaching. I don't acknowledge awareness as freedom. Awareness is the sidekick of me. It's a sidekick. What even is it? Awareness. It means me. I'm aware of myself. And this whole awareness thing is I'm aware of a higher self and disassociated sense of awareness. It's just a disassociated sense of me. So I don't teach that because here the whole awareness teaching is just a disassociated me. It's just a happening. It's not, there's nothing that's it, you see, because the whole awareness teaching teaches that awareness is it. Awareness is what you're looking for. When the sense of separation is no longer there, there is also no awareness goes. I am aware goes. I think people teach it as well because it always feels like I've been here. The sense of self, it feels like I've always been here. Because it usually seems to happen before the memory, remembering being little and all that. It seems to come in before that memory. So it feels like it's always been there. Some people actually remember it just life happening before the sense of self happens. And so when you talk about contracted energy is something physical in the body, I would say it's more it's like a psycho-emotional sense. It's the whole thing. Yeah, it's the brain and the body, the physical, the emotional, the mental. It's a whole reality, and it feels very contracted and very tight and absolutely separate. And it's looking out of this separate world. It seems to go into every cell, you could say. Because when it's not there, the body just goes, there's just a relaxing in the body. Because Saber, your daughter, what about my daughter? Oh, thank you, Catherine. Yeah, it's a lot longer as well. It's like 300 pages or something. Yeah, and it's Julie helped me lay it out. We worked together closely on how it was all going to be laid out, and it's laid out into kind of sections as well. It's she did a really nice job on it, actually. Really nice job. As I'm just all over the place. Write this, write that, mess. typical artist head. Disorganized. Well, thank you. I hope you enjoy it. It's good as well because you can kind of dip into it as well. Saket, isn't the self required to endure hardship and pursue goals in life? Without self, who would care about progress and achieving things? Isn't the self required to endure hardship? The self is not enduring anything. It's not the self that endures poverty and grief. That's the human. The person, the dream of the person is neither rich nor poor. It's a dream. And how can that dream pursue goals? Without self, who would care about progress? Well, there was no one there to care about progress in the first place. Progress just seems to, the idea of I'm going to do such and such is what seems to happen. It's the person that claims that I've done that, and now I have to be careful that I succeed and that I don't fail, or that goes ahead or positions itself within that. Now I'm worried it won't work out. Now I'm worried I didn't do the right thing. Well, it never did it in the first place. There's no one actually living the life. Life is being lived, but not by the person. The person's just there as a dream, wafting about, doing nothing at all. It doesn't actually do anything. All it does is have neurotic thoughts, round and round and round, about me and my life and myself. Apart from that, everything's just getting on as normal. And what is left without that person, without that dream, is life continuing as normal, without this goddamn awful neurotic contraction. No one was pursuing goals in the first place. Without self, who would care about progress? Well, nobody cares about progress. It's just what's happening. You don't need to care about progress. You can enjoy. I enjoy painting. I paint nearly every day, and I see progress in the work, but there's nothing to care about it. There's just the enjoyment of that. The person would care about it. Oh, I'm not good enough. Or, oh, yeah, now I'm good. Or, oh, I wonder if they'll like it. Oh, maybe they don't like it. Oh, I'm a failure. I'm a success. All these neurotic things going on. But without that, there's just the enjoyment of painting. Because no one's achieving anything. Life is just happening all on its own. There's no person to achieve anything. It says, I guess wanting to know is predestined, is safer to know that there is no personal responsibility. There is no personal, it's safer to know. I guess Wanting to know it's predestined is safer to know than there is no personal responsibility. Oh, I see. Yeah, well, both of those things really are just a story. There's no personal responsibility. I mean, the human can behave responsibly, but it was doing that anyway. People think when there's no sense of self, everyone is a possibility of going off and be like a lunatic, like going out and mugging old people, and I can do anything now. It's like, no, there's no one there to do it in the first place or not do it. I mean, so when we doze off for a split seconds while awake, we just blank out. There is no me. Is this anything like what you say being no me? No, not really. That's more like just blanking out. Yeah, that's just something that apparently happens. Yeah, no, not really. That's just blanking out. Thanks, Omar. I've had it for a very long time. Sometimes I think about, should I get rid of it? And I was like, no, I've had it for so long. And so your art is beautiful, by the way. I'm also doing art. Oh, nice. Oh, thank you. I'm painting pictures to sell at the moment, so I can't do my kind of usual kind of bit dark, bit fantastical kind of style. I have to do that in my spare time because nobody really wants to spend the money on it. Just fair enough. Some people do, but it's not to everybody's taste. Other son, the idea of no me is funny as the idea of me. Yeah, because there's neither. There's neither no me nor me. There is just nobody. There's not suddenly a body who's suddenly a no me. I don't have a me now. Who would not have a me? There's just no person. It's all just an appearance of separation. There are no people. There are no people here. It's just a bunch of humans discussing uh, this ironic and beautiful um, subject, want of a better word. But there's nobody doing it. There's nobody doing this. It's all happening at once. The whole thing is just happening at once. Here we all are doing this, but nobody's doing it. Hi, Sabrina. Some names I don't recognize here. It's great to discuss it, though. I mean, it's such a beautiful thing because there's nothing in it. It's absolutely empty of, well, anything. It's empty of everything. That's why it's so beautiful. Because there's nothing in it. There's nothing being given here. Because there's nothing to give. It's just an expression happening. But it's about nothing. It's coming from nothing. It's going nowhere. It's not giving anybody anything because there isn't anybody. There are questions appearing, there's responses appearing. I'd say it's more accurate, like this is absolutely energetic for nobody. It's just absolutely energetic. Doesn't really matter what's being said in the end. Not really. If you've joined a bit later, I am asking for donations for this meeting because it's a live meeting. This is what I do. It's not like watching a pre-recorded meeting. It's a live meeting, so if you could donate towards it, I'd be very grateful. Hi, Nikolai. Lisa, can you say that after losing sense of separation, something like evolution still continues? I mean, life becomes more and more beautiful, deep, filled with love. As a story, yeah. Because everything, you could say everything is unfolding. And yeah. yeah, it does deepen, yeah. But I can't say what that means or how it appears, or because it's not for anyone. It's just yeah. Where do you live in Spain? I live near Malaga, up in the mountains, where it's hot in the summer. Well, actually, it's hot like from March till pretty much November, and then it's freezing. Let me see. How does it appear same to all at one? How does it appear same to all at one time when nothing is happening, or it is different for everyone? Or is it different for anyone in one time? I don't really understand the question. Well, there isn't all. There isn't all. There is only this. There's only this. That's the only way I can say it. Everything else is just an intellectual idea. I'd have to imagine other people experiencing an apparent life. It all has to happen in the imagination. All I can really say is that there just seems to be this happening. This is it. This is it. Anything else is just in the realms of imagination. So the idea that you have to love everyone is another story. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Why? God, sounds exhausting, loving everyone. That spirituality uses to reinforce the idea you need to do something. Yeah. As if loving someone is going to do anything. It just sounds exhausting. Why would you bother? You just love who you love. That's it. You might suddenly feel a great love, some sort of altruistic love, but that's a state that can come and go if that's what happens. Sabrina. Okay, South Andalusia, beautiful. Yeah. How can we live in Spain? Are you married to someone in Spanish? No. How do I just moved about I got the house like nearly 2 years ago. I don't know, I just moved. I think England was becoming I don't know, I just moved. Yeah. Yeah. No, I'm not married, no. No, I really do like living on my own. Where do you live in Spain? If you're in Spain. I've actually got 3 people from Norway that's coming tomorrow who are going to have a private meeting afternoon with me here. Isn't that cool? They're coming all the way up from Malaga to have a meeting here. I love it when that happens. Near Bordeaux. Oh, okay, Bordeaux. Yeah. Bordeaux is gorgeous. Yeah, beautiful part of the world. Saket, when you say there is only this, do you mean other people do not exist? Other the separate persons don't exist because they're just dreamt, but other humans seem to exist. Yeah. Look, it's just really normal, okay? There's a person sitting here. There's a human sitting here. There's apparent people writing on there. You know, sometimes I see a sort of friend today. There she was, and we were talking about whatever. It's really simple. Like the person makes it into some sort of like complication. There's just what's happening, and that can involve other humans, other people. Just normal. You meet them in the street and in the shop, and it's just really normal. It's too normal and ordinary for the seeker. The seeker wants some sort of galactic knowledge about everything. But the freedom is not in a dream of some sort of supreme knowledge. The freedom is freedom from that. Oh my God, it's like Mosquito Central. When you say there is only this, do you mean other people do not exist? I'm not saying that Saket doesn't exist. I'm saying Saket is not this burdened seeker. That's not who Saket is. Saket is a free expression. It's an expression of life. Doesn't that make my awareness special and other people's only imaginary characters in the dream? There's nothing special. Only the seeker wants special. People say, do you see other persons? Like, no, I don't see other persons. If I was seeing other persons, then I'd be in relationship. There'd be somebody who has to be here to be in relationship to that separate person. Only the dream of a separation sees other humans as separate because it can't see them any other way. It's always in relationship. The end of the person is end of relationships. Doesn't mean I won't meet someone special, but it won't be a relationship. It won't be like that. Yeah, not so far, yeah. Sabrina, that's how I say your name. Listen, I wish I could go to a non-duality retreat in Spain. Or private, rather. Yeah, I did have someone here on their own for 3 days once. It was really nice. It was really intense. Well, it was intense. Not intense in a bad way, just like, we really got in there. It was good. Thank you, Lisa, for understanding my question. Yes, unless I understand this, as you say it, I think the imagination will create separation. Yeah, well, the dream of person is the appearance of separation. is the appearance of separation. It can only see in duality. It lives in the dream of duality. That's all it can see. At the same time, there can be this recognition. Otherwise, nobody would be here if there wasn't a recognition of that. What we are discussing here is actually the case. The case is that all there is this. But the sense of separation wants to look for it because it can only operate in that. When the sense of separation sort of like dies back a bit, it's like, yeah, it's recognized, but it's not recognized by the sense of a person. Listen, Lisa, if there are no people, then how is it that we can interact with you live here via chat? Yeah, but this is not separate persons interacting. That's intellectual, but pre-recorded videos, there is no interaction. Yeah, we're interacting. We are interacting. Yes, of course. Yes, of course we are. The person complicates that by going, well, who is there to interact, and how can we? Oh, it's like all this conceptual stuff. Sounds like a ridiculous. No, it doesn't sound like a ridiculous question. It sounds like a typical question. Because we are interacting. We are interacting. But what is not interacting is the sense of separation. The sense of separation is this. The interacting is this. What I'm pointing to is that there is only what's happening, and that includes everything. Everything. There's not this and a separate person. The separate person is this. We see the separate person complicates everything. If both live and recorded are both appearances. Yeah, but you can't interact with a recorded one. You can't talk to anybody. You see this intellectual thing about if it's all the same, da da da. Well, what is that? That's just an idea. One you can interact with, one you can't. It's really that straightforward. Why is live appearance interactive and recorded not? Because you can't talk to the speaker live in a recorded one, because he or she is not going to answer you back. See how straightforward it is. When you're listening to Tony on a pre-recorded thing, or I have to say, he's already been paid. When you're interacting, when you're watching Tony, can you ask him a question? And is he going to speak back to that question? No, he's not. You see, the thing is that it's really simple. It's like when someone asks me, what's the difference between being asleep in bed and being awake? And I said, well, one's being asleep in bed and one's being awake. What's the difference between a live recording, between a live broadcast and recorded one? One's live and one's recorded. Amita, no imagination, no continuity, no story, only apparent scenes. Yes. Apparent scenes. One apparent scene after another. And so observation can be trigger or something. I'm sorry, I don't really know what that means. That's an interesting and obvious. Like saying, what's the difference between this pen and this glass if both are apparently the same? One's a pen, one's a glass. I'm not being facetious. It's Saber. No one equals, no my parents, no my daughter, no my so on. Well, there's my daughter, but she doesn't belong to anybody who she doesn't belong to anybody. I just have that parental love for her. But she doesn't belong to a person because there's no person. There's no one here going, she's my daughter and she has to do this and she has to do that. She has to be a certain way. I have a say over what she does or what she doesn't do. There's no relationship in that way. There's just love, actually. All that neurotic parenthood nonsense just goes. There's just love. Well, you know, whatever she says to me about her life, I'm like, yep, yep. There's no investment. Same with my parents. No relationship investment, just love. Second, have you heard about Douglas Harding's headless pointing exercises? If not, could you check it out if you get time and tell us what you think about it? If I remember. Are you on my Facebook page, Saket? If you are, just send me a private message with a link to it. Otherwise, I might forget. SS. So it's like the dream at night. We don't control it. It just happens. The way it does. Yeah. The same as the day. The apparent daydream, the apparent night dream. They just happen. Just a movie running. Glorious. Unfathomable. Untouchable. Ineffable. Absolute. Mystery. Nikolai, I asked about evolution also because it seems that people have different maturity even from their birth, and some people have more or less readiness to what you're speaking. Yeah. Different characters, readiness, apparent readiness. But then again, you know, life might surprise you, you know, and you could meet someone, Nikolai could meet someone at a party or a bar or a wherever, coffee shop. You might get talking, and this person is just an ordinary person, has never heard about anything to do with spirituality or anything like that. And you might say something to this person, and they might go, oh yeah, just out of the blue. So there's no rules. Thanks for the don'ts, Joe. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It's surprising, actually. Like I had some guests around ages ago, and just like in terms of like the spiritual gang, you know, those types who think they're so evolved and above everybody else. Well, these guests were you're absolutely ordinary beer drinking kind of people, you know, just normal. And they said, well, what is it you talk about? So I tried to describe it as briefly as I could within 3 sentences. And she went, oh yeah. And then like the next week she said, I haven't been able to stop thinking about what you said. You never know. And it's no one doing that. It just can apparently happen. We judge things as readiness or not readiness, or we judge if person is evolved or not evolved. We don't know anything. You know, other humans can be like so wonderfully surprising. Or not. Kaseva. A long time ago, I heard Yuji Krishnamurti saying, I would introduce her as my daughter, but the word daughter doesn't mean anything to me. Then I thought, this is just so cold. I just want to hear what you say about this. Um, I love my daughter more than anything else in the world. I would stand in front of all the bullets in the world for that woman, young woman. That's not cold, is it? If someone was pointing a gun, I'd stand in front of her. But I don't own her. She's not mine. There's just this love, you know, because, yeah, it's just this love. I'm her mother. I'm her mother. There's the innate love that a parent has for their child in most cases. Like any species, actually, like any species. Mita, thank you so much for trying your best to understand our questions and answering as beautiful as you can. But still, it's difficult to understand. But surely it resonates. Yes, it resonates, but you cannot understand that, you see. The resonating, the recognition cannot be understood. It just what happens. There is a recognition. The person, the sense of duality tries to understand what that recognition is, but it never can. And that's where the confusion can happen, you see. Because the me is trying to understand, the recognition or the resonance, but it can't. It can't. It says we really like to complicate things, humans. Yeah, totally. Could say, but these possessions are very strong. Yeah. It happens with relationships. You know, love relationships. People get very, very possessive, like as if that person should do as I say because I now possess them. They have to behave. They have to do what I say. They can't go out and do that with their friends because, well, they can't because they're mine now. Insanity. I'm going to ask my partner permission to see if I can go out tonight with my friends. Like, what is that about? Joe, it's already everything. Nikolai, that's funny that I'm allowed to be serious, but in the end, it doesn't mean anything. Life is always innocent. I can't know grasp it. Yeah, it's innocent. Even when it's murdering everybody innocently, without ethics, without a sense of human morality. Yeah, the I, the sense of I can't know anything or grasp anything. It can't grasp the whole. Okay, that's fine. Tracy, I behaved jealous tonight. It was so ugly. I feel insecure and not good enough. Causes so much suffering. Yeah. Yeah, it feels awful, doesn't it? It feels awful because the person feels like it has a stake in what that person thinks about me. They have to love me. I have a stake in that. Yeah, I understand. I know how painful that is. You say you give no advice, but why? Is it because there is no one to give advice? Or do you just not want to confuse the message? Yeah, that one. That one. Obviously, I'll give advice to my friends, over the phone, saying, well, what should I do? I said, well, maybe you could do that. But I don't give advice on how to get to this, because that's insane. Because there's no one to get to this. The apparent dream of somebody is this. So there's no advice in that way. There is no advice, actually, for that. Any advice I would give to somebody, and not in a talk, it would be private or to a friend, would be just within the appearance. Should I buy that phone or that phone? I think, well, maybe that phone's better. That's a very shallow bit of advice, of course, but to get the idea. I know you just want to get straight to the point, just curious, yeah. It reinforces the idea there's someone to help. Okay, yeah. Because I'm just not interested in helping. I'm just not interested. It's just just not interested in that. I'm not interested in being a therapist. I just love speaking about this, which can't be spoke of, which is kind of hilarious, really. And it's not me, there's nobody speaking, actually. This is just the expression of life as it is right now. This is the expression happening. That's the expression. These words on the page are the expression. It's a whole cacophony of expression, words and light and table and sounds and walls, and I love it. It's an in loveness with just nothing. An in loveness with absolutely nothing that can be spoken of or known, because there isn't anyone. But it's just an in loveness. But only when that's there. Because in half an hour, I'm going to be watching the end of this really crap sci-fi called Salvation. It's the last episode. And the whole thing about this talk and speaking like this will be just totally gone. And then they'll just be watching to see if the world's going to end or not in this sci-fi. But certainly no one shares his girlfriend because she is not mine. No. Some people do actually. Do you believe we can communicate with animals? I've seen some amazing YouTube videos with people communicating with animals with amazing results. So sure, why not? Yeah, why not? But I'm not trying to be funny here. I mean, there must be a person to be in this kind of relationship, isn't it? This kind of relationship. No, there could be two humans loving each other without a story about that, and just enjoying each other's company and getting annoyed with each other. And whatever, humans kind of irritate each other a bit, don't they? Because there's no person anyway. But the person can have stories about, my girlfriend and what she can and can't do. Joe, human nature is pure selfishness. Yeah, the self is pure selfishness. Selfish. Self-centered. It says, thank you, thank you. Okay, last question. And so, there has to be a comparison with another to realize my ugliness. My ugliness, some reference, which is absurd. Well, only the person would talk about ugliness. There's no person, there's no ugliness. There's no comparison. Well, there's no one. Comparison only happens in separation. Some reference which is absurd. Yeah, only the me lives always in comparison. I'm pretty in comparison, I'm not pretty in comparison, I'm intelligent in comparison, they're better than me, I'm better than them. This relationship, it's always, the person is always in relationship. Once you have seen through me, then it's difficult to seriously acknowledge the other, isn't it? Absolutely. Yeah. You know, I can easily hear about people's stories of their life and all that to a degree. But when it becomes a me story, it's just like, you know, unless it's a private, unless it's like within this subject. But in those situations, I will slit the throat of that story. But if it's like trying to be polite, in company, it's like, oh, I just need to go to the bathroom. Second, when you look at childhood pictures of yourself, do you feel connected with that picture, or is it just a plain memory? I know I have no connection with it at all. It's just bizarre. Bizarre, actually. References and appearance. It isn't personal. Thanks, Keel. Thank you. Somehow I feel by my heart that I want to be like you on an energetic level. Yeah, but you never will. It's already everything. It's already done, Nikolai. There's just this dream that it's not. That's all. There's just this dream that it's not. Of the sun. If you exist, you are beautiful, otherwise you wouldn't exist. Yeah. Yeah. When someone calls another person ugly or something like that, I'm just like, why, what's your agenda? What's your deal here? Even people I don't find physically attractive, I still know they are beautiful in spirit for simply existing. Yeah, yeah. I don't take pictures. I rarely take pictures. Though I'm physically attractive, apparently. Yeah, well, obviously not self-obsessed. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go and drink tea and watch the last episode of this awful, awful sci-fi. Ah, gracias, Saket. Buenas noches. También. Thank you, Lewis. Oh, I won't be here next Sunday. Because I'm going to be in Berlin with my friend. Last question. What's your favorite food? I think it's a toss-up between Thai and Japanese. Depends on my mood. Love Thai food. But I go to Vietnam crazy backpacking month again. And apparently, I've heard that the Vietnamese food is even better than Thai food. But I will let you know. Krishnamurti meant the word daughter is made up sound and didn't exist before language, and thus could not equate that with daughter, what a daughter really is. Oh yeah. Well, I don't know. That sounds complicated to me. You either gave birth to someone, or you're a father, or you're not. You know, I mean, I just like to keep everything really simple, you know, because that's how it is here. I have my daughter in my life. I have a mother and a father, and I have a sister and a brother in my life. These are people in my life. They're in my life, but I don't have a relationship to any of them. I just either see them or I don't. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. See some of you on Wednesday, and all donations towards this meeting greatly appreciated. When will you be on again? A week, 2 weeks time. 2 weeks time, Joe. Just not next Sunday, because I won't be here, and I won't have a computer, and I need a break as well. I don't get a break from this very often. Yeah. Okay, guys, thanks for joining. Thanks for all your wonderful comments and questions, and lots of love. Bye.